For over a month now, we have repeatedly spoken about the fear of a nuclear calamity in Europe. And the reason for this is the situation in the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. Most of you are familiar with that name. The nuclear plant is Europe's biggest. It is located in Ukraine, but currently it is under Russian occupation. Recently, satellite images captured smoke coming out of that plant. The situation in Zaporizhzhia is quote-unquote unsustainable. That's the word from the UN nuclear watchdog. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or the IAEA, visited the nuclear plant and it has now issued a report. Is there reason to be concerned? What exactly does an unsustainable situation mean? We break down the key takeaways from that report. Take a look.
This is Europe's largest nuclear power plant. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant is located in Ukraine, but it is currently under Russian occupation. It has been making headlines for one reason: the fear of a nuclear accident. The only way to prevent that is to get the plant out of the line of fire. But how? The United Nations Nuclear Agency has a plan. The IAEA says there is a need to create an immediate nuclear safety zone. Officials from the International Atomic Energy Agency recently visited Zaporizhzhia. What they saw has now been penned down in a nearly 50-page report. IAEA inspectors say they found Russian troops at the plant. There were also equipment and Russian military vehicles. A turbine lubrication oil tank was found to be damaged. So were roofs of various buildings and also a building housing fresh nuclear fuel. Russia has always been militarizing the nuclear plant, but the IAEA did not point fingers at either Russia or Ukraine. Its chief, Rafael Grossi, briefed the United Nations Security Council about the findings.
The physical attack, wittingly or unwittingly, the hits that this facility has received and that I could personally see and assess together with my experts is simply unacceptable. We are playing with fire and something very, very catastrophic could take place.
The UN Nuclear Agency has given out recommendations. First, shelling on site and in the vicinity of the plant should be stopped immediately. The parties involved need to create a security protection zone around the Zaporizhzhia plant. 2. The physical protection system should be operated as designed and licensed. Recommendation number 3. Appropriate work environment should be re-established. The IAEA says that the Ukrainian staff operating the plant are under high stress and pressure. The situation IAEA fears is not sustainable and could lead to increased human errors, even nuclear accidents. There are 7 recommendations in total, and the messaging is clear.
A specific recommendation in my report that the operator should be allowed to return to its clear and routine line of responsibilities and authorities, and an appropriate work environment must be reestablished, including with proper family support for the staff.
The United Nations has put the ball in the court of Russia and Ukraine. The two countries have been asked to agree to a demilitarized zone around the Zaporizhzhia plant. Ukraine is considering shutting down the plant altogether.
If the contents of this proposal is to demilitarize the territory of the nuclear power plant, and this is logical because it was the Russian military presence that put the Zaporizhzhia station on the brink of a radiation disaster, then we can support such a demilitarized protection zone.
What does Russia have to say?
The IAEA is a very responsible organization and its leader is a very professional person. They are obviously under pressure from countries where they work, including the United States, European countries. They can't say directly that the shelling is coming from Ukrainian territory. But it's obvious. We control the station. Our servicemen are there. We're shooting at ourselves, are we? It's utter nonsense. There is no other way to describe it.
You heard that from the horse's mouth. Clearly, there is no consensus on the way forward with regards to the Zaporizhzhia power plant. And this only adds to the growing risk of a nuclear calamity.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.